Talk to the Hands is with us again this morning. Hands, good morning.
G'day, Scottie.
How you
Another
doing?
week.
Yeah.
Yeah, very well. Looking forward to it, actually.
Another week, another trigger.
Yeah, we're talking about triggers.
So last week we talked about triggers, and you said, I think we need to go again.
Yeah, the reason we need to go again is because people have triggers. We have triggers every day, actually. It's so certain things happen. And the trigger causes an emotion, often fear or pain. So there are two emotions that you're dealing with. You get upset. So the word upset or angst covers fear and pain. So what happens is someone will say or do something. It can even be that you'll taste something, or you'll smell something, or you'll hear something.
I was talking about last week.
You'll hear a song.
My wife. Yeah, because we're just driving. I'm like, oh, that smell. Like, that reminds me of my grandma's house. Like it was amazing, just that smell.
Yes. Now, the thing is about triggers is that at some point a person will be in an emotional state. So they'll be upset, for example, and the other person then can't understand why are you upset or why are you upset.
Is that
so
when you go,
much.
why are you so triggered?
Oh, yeah, I don't know whether people use that word. But
I'm
we
joking.
do.
You probably wouldn't say that. That would not go down so well, would it?
You might say that if you're both psychotherapists.
Maybe, yeah.
But often, someone will be upset, and often we can't understand why a person's so upset about certain issues, and then we don't want them to be upset, and we'll tell them not to be upset, or you're being unreasonably upset over this. And then that of course, will put a person in some sort of defense mode, so you go into fight mode. So triggers often put us in a fight, flight, freeze, flooding, fear, fibbing, and a few other things mode. And so what happens is you'll get a reaction from a trigger, and the other person can't understand the reaction, and certainly not if it's quite a fierce reaction.
But if there's a trigger, that normally means there's something behind it that's kind of sparked
exactly,
that.
yeah.
So you kind of, in order to be able to go, oh, okay, there's been a strong reaction here, but I can understand why, or what is it about this that's caused you to I don't know, like how do you approach that?
It's interesting, actually. I remember once when I was young, so we were, like, if we were served food, right, we had to eat it. There was no choice. My mum wasn't a short order cook, and so you learned to eat food. But I remember I was served up rhubarb once, and it's the one thing I just couldn't eat. I just could not eat cooked, warm.
Oh, that's the best.
Anyway, so every time then, when people would then, I just couldn't eat it. In fact, it really made me like nearly choke. I don't know. It's just, there's this thing about rhubarb. So every time I smelt rhubarb or someone served that rhubarb, I'd just feel it. And then, of course, I'd overreact. And people, why are you going on? It's just rhubarb hands. But no, like, I can eat it now. But, those sort of things. I remember once a guy went through a giveaway sign. He went through a giveaway sign and hit my car, caused an accident. After that, any giveaway sign on the right, I just
warning signs and red
I
flags.
just slow down, and people were going, okay.
And people are like, why is this guy slowing down here?
It's a giveaway sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what happens is that your body has experienced some sort of pain or something that's really unpleasant, and then what happens is that you'll feel it again. And so if you were brought up, for example, with an angry parent who was very reactive very quickly, and then what happens then is you'll get married, and then or you've been in a relationship, and then when that person is slightly like your parent, it'll just cause a trigger, actually. Now, there's two things that happen. Sometimes with people who've had those sort of parents, they'll actually respond like their parents, so they repeat the response. Others will actually go, no, I'm not going to do this.
I'm doing the opposite.
I'm going to do the opposite.
Yeah.
And so I'm just going to not cower away. I'm just going to sort of either take them on, or I'm just going to ignore it. And so we can actually change our responses and reactions to triggers.
Especially if you're aware of them. Like there have been things in my life where I just continually, like, something would happen and I'd just react in a certain way. And in my head, I'm like, why am I doing that? Like, why do I react in that way?
Yes.
And then when I finally got to that point of going, okay, I understand that now. It's because when I was younger, this happened.
Yep.
And so I've got this innate, this inbuilt response. But then when you become aware of it, you can go, no, I'm not doing that this time. I'm gonna approach this differently.
Yeah, very good. That's exactly what you need to do, actually. So I normally try and teach some of my clients, if they're very reactive, just to count backwards to 3, because the trigger comes comes from the limbic system part of the brain. So it's that where the amygdala sits, and the hippocampus, which is the memory part. So that recalls all the negative things that have ever happened, hippocampus, and then it triggers the amygdala. But you can override the limbic system by counting 3, 2, 1, regulate the emotion, just think about it differently, and respond rather than react.
So here's a question.
Yes.
Is defensiveness, is that like a trigger event?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So when people get defensive, they more or less know what's going to come, and they get in early to break the circuit, you could say. They don't want to hear what this person is going to say because it's in their memory. They don't like it. It's unpleasant, and they'll get defensive, and so they'll try and stop it. And defensiveness is normally fight mode, actually. So your body heart rate gets up and you'll go da-da-da back. But if you think about it, probably not a good way to go. Probably better off counting 2, 1, 3, 2, 1 and respond to break the cycle or circuit of defensiveness.
And being aware of, I react defensively in those situations can help you then next time go 3, 2, 1. I'm not going to be defensive. Okay, I'll have a conversation.
Yeah, and what happens after a while, when you do the 3, 2, 1 and only respond, what happens after a while is you won't have to do the 3, 2, 1 in that situation because that'll also be part of your memory. You can rewire your brain. And I like the fact that you can just rewire your brain. If you're determined, I want to be a little bit cool, calm, and not be reactive and just let things go over my head or past the keeper or whatever, you can actually train your brain to do that. And you'll like yourself better if you're non-reactive, actually.
It's amazing how God created our brain, hey?
You did a very good job. Very good. And you can actually rewire it, and I like that about it. We're not stuck in it.
Especially the good job on yours, Hans.
Oh, thank you, Scotty.
We'll see you next week.
Yes.
Beautiful. All right.
Here we go. Oh. So how's your son going with his injury from the soccer?
Yeah, he was good until the other day. Our grandson and I have been playing some soccer in the breakfast room.
Actually, it's nice to meet him last week. Actually, last time I was there. He was quite
Our grandson.
How old is he now?
He's 5 in 2 weeks.
5?
Yeah.
He's pretty tall for 5.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
He doesn't. I don't think he's necessarily that tall because his soccer team is about the same in height as all the other kids.
He's in a soccer team already at 5.
Yeah. He loves it. And
I better switch it. Opa's got him right for a soccer team.